What's up, guys? Matocaster here, and here we are again in Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. Yes, I do play other games. I've had people ask, do you ever even play other games? I do, I just don't necessarily record it. I like to enjoy those games, but then with stuff like this, I like to lay back and chill and record and be able to make videos for you guys with this game. But yes, I promise I do play other games. Story-driven games, I just don't like to narrate with, you know, that kind of thing. So, but with, Car Mechanic Simulator, it's a lot different than that. It's just more of a laid-back experience. Speaking of, let's head to the junkyard, see if we can find something. I always like going to the junkyard over the auction because I like the bare bones, you know, getting cars that are just left for dead and bringing them back to life, to their former glory, or making them even better. And here we are, and I always get a little excited when you pull into the junkyard. You never know what you're gonna find. Hopefully, we'll find something pretty cool to work with today. Not looking good over here. What do we have in here? Is this an R34? It's the drag version. And we can only put a V8 in it. I've came across this car before. I just want to find the regular GTR. Not a V8 converted. Only option V8, V10, V12. Although that would be, you know, that would be fun. But for an R34, I'd like to do it more, you know, more JDM style. Not that I have anything against V8s. Not at all. Just I think that would be more fun to bring an R34 back to its former glory. And here we have the Shelby Daytona Cobra Coupe. We have done this car. If you're interested in that, it should be in the uploads down there in my playlist. Oh, this is cool. This is an F350 with a camper on it. That's pretty slick. That could be a fun one to do. Moving on, let's see what else is here. And then, oh, we've got the new C8 Corvette Stingray, brown interior. Current color is red with brown interior. That's not too bad. 583 horsepower. I bet we could make that better. What are we dealing with here? The interior doesn't look horrible. How would this thing end up in a junkyard so quickly without being wrecked? You know? Man, this thing looks good. I dig it. But it is neglected. I think we need to take care of this thing. Let's bring this thing back to where it was just a few months ago. Let's buy the car, take it back to the garage, get to work on our new Corvette C8. I've been wanting to do this car for a while, so I'm excited about this one. And here she is back in the garage. Let's take a look. It looks a lot better in here than it did in the junkyard. That's for sure. Let's take a look at what we're dealing with here. Get that engine cover out of the way. Down to the engine, and we're missing a lot. Wow, we really are. Yeah, this is gonna be a pretty intensive build. It looks like we're gonna have to put this thing. There's no even doing diagnostics, I don't think, on this one. Wouldn't be worth it. I don't even think that engine will run. So let's go ahead. We know we're gonna pull it out, take care of that, and get this thing running the way it should. Let's start with the engine. Let's get that out. See if we need to undo anything underneath. Make sure it's drained of oil. All the good stuff. Let's spin around here. We don't need to worry about draining the oil because there is no oil pan. So it looks like it's disconnected from the drive line. Grab that engine. Yeah, I know, it puts it in the front. Add engine to crane. Yeah. All right. And that thing really doesn't look terrible from the outside. The inside, that's a different, not the interior, but the mechanical wise and the suspension wise, that looked pretty rough all in there too. Let's see what we're working with here. Just to see how many parts we're missing. Intake manifold. Well, it's not too bad. But I'm sure all the stuff inside is tired. Needs to be replaced. So let's start our teardown. Belt tensioner comes off. We can remove our serpentine belt, camshaft pulley, idler roller B. I hope you guys are doing well. I always say it because I always mean it. I myself cannot complain. Let's get this engine head. Oh, we gotta pull coil out. There it is. It only had one coil left. This poor Corvette. Certainly neglected. We can pull off our timing cover. Oh wait, no, we need to pull this head. Another coil, just one coil there. So out of 8, only 2 coils left. Then we can pull our engine head. There we go. Now we can get our timing cover off to get to the timing set. Get that all out of the way. That belt off of there. This belt off of here. Guys, if you're wondering, this is indeed a mod, and a very well done one at that. So if you're wondering why the engine isn't 100% accurate, even though it's, yeah, you know, it's as close as they can get it, as the modders can get it. They have a tough job trying to work within the confines of what's in the game to make it work with one spark plug left. How about that? Now we can pull the head off of here and see how much carbon buildup we've got in there, and bunches. It'd be nice if it told you how many miles the car's had too. Get all these pistons out of here. I don't think any of them have a rod cap on them. Nope, they're just falling right out. Just like that. And do we have any? Nope, crankshaft. There's no retainers for the crankshaft. Might as well pull the block and see what we can repair. I will repair what I can and replace what I can't. Not a whole lot repaired there. Let's see. Did we even get the engine block repaired? No, we're going to need a new engine block. Whew, man, this thing has lived a very hard yet short life, but it's okay. We'll get her back. All right, got everything we need, and we are ready to start building our engine out. Got a new block because we weren't able to repair the old one. Get our crankshaft in. Go ahead and do piston rings, yes, with the rod cap. And I won't make you sit through each and every one of these in real speed. So here we go. Alrighty, got all those in. Put our oil pan on. There we go. Get our oil filter. Might as well, since we're right here. We're ready to flip this thing over. Rotate and rotate. Back at it by putting on, do the power steering pump. Why not? Performance power steering pump. Performance everything I can find for this engine, by the way. Get that in there. Performance alternator. Spin around, grab this head. Throw it on. Big old heads on this engine. Get our camshaft. Performance. Do I need to say performance? You guys know if it's highlighted blue, that's the performance stuff. That's the good stuff, I should say. Spark plugs. 4. Got them on to make sure you got them. Do our exhaust manifold. I also love the performance parts because they're so shiny. Quite nice. The chrome won't get you home, right? Put on this other cam gear. Do our fuel filter here. We need timing belt. And then I think it's waiting for, yeah, it's waiting for us to do this head before we can put the intake manifold on, before we can move forward with the other stuff. So let's take care of that. Now we can put the intake manifold on. That will allow us to put on our performance fuel rails. That one and that one. Now we can go to our timing cover. Tighten that guy down. This is a really big engine. I do like the just the standard V8. Not standard V8, but they call it just V8 in the game. It's just so big. Overhead cam V8. Like the Coyote. The Coyote is really big too. Do our performance coils here. While we're over here, and then our cover is on. That is that side done. On to the other. Okay. Crankshaft pulley. Build out the front of this motor. Water pump pulley. Idler roller B. It'll be exciting to see how much horsepower we have gained. Just with these few little parts that, well, not little parts. Pretty decent amount of parts. Did I not put the cover on over here? I did not. How about that? Glad we caught it now. Idler roller B. All these idler rollers. These modern modular V8s. Okay, now we got serpentine belt. Should have a, there you go, belt tensioner. And then another serpentine belt from that alternator. This should be the front end built out. Let's move over to the back. Get our throttle on here. Performance, of course. And that should do it for our engine here. Double check everything. I don't see anything highlighted other than the flywheel. We'll take care of that once it's in the car. But speaking of in the car, let's take care of the engine bay that this gym will be going into. Take off this brake servo. This ABS pump. Get rid of these dirty old air filters. Might as well grab the fuel tank and fuel pump while we're here. Accessible from under the car. That's fine. Spin around here, grab this battery, get it on the charger. We will take it over here. Start charging. Then I'm going to run the rest of the stuff over to the repair bench. See if we can repair that brake master cylinder. I'm not really worried about the fuel pump. We weren't able to repair the ABS pump. So let's grab one of those real quick. Go over to the regular parts shop. ABS. And there is the pump. Now I believe we have pretty much everything we need to get the interior here. There we go. Or the interior, the inside of the engine bay taken care of. And I do need to run the welder to make sure we get all this stuff. Make sure the frame is in great condition. Let's put our air filters in. And there is the other one. Battery we don't have to worry about right now. And I think, oh, we got radiator. I was wondering how the cooling worked in here. We're going to need the radiator fan housing. Go grab that. And there you go with your fan. And same on the other side. I think it is ready to accept our engine from the front. Okay, so we'll take the engine and put it in our beautiful Corvette. Okay, this can go back. You know, at first when these were announced, I wasn't crazy about them, and you know, that's the way it works. It just started to grow on me. Like, yeah, that looks good. I dig it. There's a few little minor complaints I have about it. I'm not crazy about the wheel gap on the front. Although on here it's not as bad as it kind of looks in real life. It just seems like there's so much gap there on the real one. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Yes, put that back. So what we did there was took the welder and just kind of repaired any of the frame damage or anything like that. Now when we go in here, yeah, everything looks a little bit better that way. Looks like we repaired the quarter panels. That's very nice. Okay, well, we've got the engine taken care of. Let's go ahead and put on our engine cover here. There we go. It says Corvette on it and everything. Love it. Okay, on to suspension. Gonna get this tire off of here. I kind of like these wheels. I was thinking about painting them black though. I always say that. I'm always like on like this, you know, the aerodynamic kind of sporty cars. For some reason I always just lean towards black wheels. I think they look good. Take off that there. Pull off our upper suspension arm. Let's go ahead and get this radiator out of the way. Accessible from engine bay. Okay, well, we'll get to it when we get to it. Pull out the outer tie rod, inner tie rod, pull out our shock assembly, lower suspension arm. Nope, we got to get that front end link. Don't forget that. Lower suspension arm. And then we can pull our knuckle. And that will be that side done. Onto the other. And remove this steering knuckle, and that is taken care of. While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go ahead and pull those radiators says I have to get to him from the engine bay, so maybe take off the bumper. There we go. Get that off of there and that one off of there. Time to assemble the front end. We'll go ahead and throw in our steering rack and our new front sway bar. Steering knuckle, and then we can start building out from there. Inner tie rod, outer, right there. Lower suspension arm. In she goes. We'll do our shock assembly here. Upper. Yep. Front knuckle cover and our wheel hub. And we'll put in our bearing. Wheel hub cap. Brake disc. Make sure I get this in link here. Or I go too much farther. I'm building out the brakes here. Brake pads. Brake caliper. There we go. Tighten that down. And that should be that side done. On to the other side. And there we go. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Nope, we're looking good. On to the rear suspension. Pull this all apart. This car's coming together pretty quickly. Can't complain here. Get our shock assembly out of the way. Then we can get to our upper arm. Our lower. Then we can pull apart our brakes here. Brake caliper. Got the pad here. Again, how does this car get this bad in this short amount of time? Rear drive axle B. Oh, gotta get that bearing out. Then we can get to the hub. There we go. Knuckle cover and the knuckle. That is that side disassembled. On to the other side. All right, everything's pulled apart. I even pulled the fuel tank out. Time to see what I can repair. What I can, I'll use. What I can't, I'll replace. Not much, really. That went really fast. Check our inventory here. Yeah, this thing has been through a hard life already. Time to build out the rear end here. I'm going to go ahead and throw in the fuel tank while I'm here and then see if we can, get our performance fuel pump in there. All right, knuckle cover. I'm going to do our lower suspension arm. And our upper. I'll need to get some more rubber bushings, I'm just now realizing. Rear wheel hub B. Making sure I got everything in there. Yep. Looking good. Brake disc. Brake pads. Tighten that down. We should be able to put our bearing in there. Then our drive axle B. Tighten that down and that should do that. That should be it. Doesn't look like this thing has a transaxle. Sometimes the mods, the modders only have so much room to work with within the game. All right. And while we're back here doing this stuff, let's go ahead and take care of the flywheel. Get our clutch plate on there. Pressure plate. And then we'll get our throw-up bearing in there. There we go. Oh, we do have one. Okay. Gearbox V8. And there we go. It just doesn't look like it's a transaxle because it's excellent. Yeah, it's not. But, the modders, again, only have so much to work with. Okay, we got that taken care of. Now let's do wheels and tire. Well, before we do that, because it depends on what color we want to paint it. Not totally sure what color yet. Let's take care of the interior. The red isn't horrible. Not much of a red guy, but it is a Corvette. It seems like most Corvette owners are. Well, I shouldn't say most. Used equipment, yes. See if that cleaned up the interior at all. There's still some rust and stuff over there. We'll figure out what that's all about. Probably have to take the door off. Let's do that. Take the doors off. I think it's all going to be one part of the door. Let's pull out the interior, which is just going to be the seat. No biggie. Let's remove this trunk here. Go ahead and remove our taillights. That one's already been removed for us. Pull off the rear bumper there. And that doesn't come out. And what about fenders? I think this is all, yeah, one piece. Okay. Got our headlight out of there. I think that's everything that can be removed from the body of the car. Oh, nope. Front window. There we go. Okay, let's start putting the interior back together. There we go. Got new seats for it. Then there's a new steering wheel, but it's done through the body, I believe. Yes, right there. Brown leather matches. I actually kind of like it, surprisingly. Usually not into that brown leathery type stuff. Got the door on. Oh, we needed to put the window in, didn't we? Right side mirror. There, we got that window in. We'll get the front windshield in. I did buy a hood for it. There we go. You can shut, please. I like seeing it come together with it down. Okay, let's put it in this window. I don't know if I want to put it'll probably not say the car is 100% if I don't put the target top on. I kind of like it without. I dig it. Let's do the front end here. Left headlight. Right headlight. And I went with a kind of a different custom bumper on this. And I think that looks pretty cool. I dig that. Okay. Get the flare down here and there. That looks so good. Not usually a Corvette guy, but I am impressed by this one. Get the trunk window in there. But yeah, this new generation, again, didn't like it at first, but it grew on me. Get this rear bumper. I love that Stingray logo there too. That is so cool. This is coming together. Yeah, it's really gonna want me to have that on there. There we go. We'll put it into place. We just know that we can take it off whenever we want. We'll just go with that. Alrighty. This is coming together. Wheels and tires. Again, I dig the wheels and tires that came on, or the wheels that came on it. Let's separate those out. See if they're repairable. It works with the car, but I think really no matter what color I painted, they should be black anyway. So I think I'm gonna paint them black. While those tires are separating from the rim, let's grab the battery. Throw it in the car, and then we need to give some oil to her. Get that engine cover out of the way, I guess. Get to the engine. And the battery went right there. Engine cover back on. Chrome black is kind of cool. Let's do that. Let's mount these things. The rear ones are the 20s. The 305 20s. There we go. Yep, I like it. Then the fronts are the 19s. The 245 19s. It'd be cool if you could paint the lug nuts. But I still don't mind it at all. It just kind of fades into it anyways, so not a big deal. Bringing it down. I'm digging it. Dig the black. Let's go ahead and drop it all the way down. And think about what color we want to paint this thing. Working with the brown interior. Let's take it on over to the paint booth. Well, I think out loud what color our Corvette should be. What's a color we haven't done? This kind of palish green, almost army green, really works for me. I dig it. Pretty cool and matte finish too. Pearl, chameleon, chrome, back to metallic. I think I'm digging on this one. Paint the car. It works well with the brown interior too, I bet. Go take a look. Yeah, look at that. I dig it. All right, to the dyno. Find out what kind of numbers we're gonna get out of this thing over stock. I like that color. I really do. Let's run the dyno test. Okay, 583 horsepower was the stock. 534 pound-feet of torque. Let's see what we get. 1,028 horsepower, 932 pound-feet of torque. That is quite a gain. Almost doubling it, just with some performance parts. That's going to be a quick car. We should go find out. Really do like that color, guys. It was kind of a stretch. Didn't know how it was going to turn out, but I actually do dig it. Maybe it's just me. Okay, let's take it out to the speed track. Let's see if it'll go in a straight line or if it's going to get real squirrely with all that power. Let's do an interior run for a little bit. Oh, it's squirrely. But it hooked. It ended up hooking. Nice. I like it. I dig the looks. I should probably stay in my lane here. Oh, and it topped out right there, 180. So we definitely need to get the tunable transmission, that's for sure. That stock one wasn't going to handle all that power. And in it goes, right there. Almost forgot plates. For our plates, let's go with our friends in Arizona. Arizona plate attached. Okay, back to the speed track. Okay, here we go. Gonna do a launch from the outside. There it goes. Don't hook, don't hook. Oh, it's squirrely. Oh, we got it. When I mean hook, I want it to hook, but I didn't want it to like hook off to the right or left. Is what I meant by that. Okay, 180 miles an hour. 200 miles an hour. 215. 225. 223, 225. Close enough. And here we are at the abandoned airport with our C8 Corvette. That is extra squirrely. Well, let's just do donuts if it wants to do donuts. I'm down with that. It sounds good. Just bouncing it off the limiter, why not? It is really squirrely though. There's a lot of power we put to it. Got a little drift out of it. Oh yeah. And we lost it. Gotta do our J turn. Yep, not bad. As if that's really a measure of performance. I like it though. I've just never really been crazy about this center bar. I guess they, they're going for like kind of a fighter pilot type of feel. I don't know, fighter plane type of feel. Where it wraps around the driver. It's a driver experience type thing. I get it, but just, I don't know. A little weird, this bar. But I guess that's my only complaint about the C8 Corvette. Let's check the status of this car. Car status, 100% across the board. We can't keep everything. Let's see what we make on profit on this one. Let's sell a car. Are you sure you want to sell a Chevrolet Corvette C8 Stingray for $165,396? Absolutely. We got a restoration bonus of $27,566. Yes. And guys, I just ran the numbers. We scored a profit of just over $100,000 at $104,000 on that restoration. That's a good car to restore right there. Man, that's a good payday. Not bad at all. Guys, that's going to do it for this one. I truly appreciate you watching it. I say it every time because I mean it every time. Guys, thanks so much. I truly appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one.